This is a short walk along two of the more southerly edges of the Peak District, Birchen and Gardom's edges. Welcome to the Gritstone Edge Walking Podcast. The rocks of these two edges cannot fail to impress, and they are set in typical Peak District moorland. The starting point is the National Trust parking by the Robin Hood Inn. From there, the walk takes us along the top of Birchen Edge, past Nelson's Monument, and then over the moorland to Gardom's Edge. A walk along the top of this edge takes us back to the parking. This walk starts by the Robin Hood Inn, parking at the National Trust car park where payment is needed. We'll leave the car park and turn left up the minor road for 50 metres or so to reach the start of the path along Birchen Edge. The path climbs slowly through the trees until a path junction is met on the right. Now ascend steeply to reach the top of Birchen Edge. Take care on this ascent as the path goes through some bracken and there are many rocks underfoot. With the edge below you on the left, follow the path north, making at all times for Nelson's Monument. Just prior to reaching the monument, there are three distinctive erratics over to the right: Victory, Defiance and Royal Sovereign. The names being carved on the rocks and representing the fleet of the aforementioned Nelson. Now walk along to the nearby Nelson's Monument, not to be confused with the one of the same name in London. This pillar is impressive and visible throughout much of this walk. It was erected in 1810 to celebrate the Admiral's victory at Trafalgar. From here, continue along the top of the edge as it descends and turns right amongst a sparse birch woodland. Once through the woodland, the path descends and makes for the main road junction. The final part of this descent may be wet underfoot. Just prior to the road, there is an obvious path that follows the direction of the A621, and at some places looking down on this road. Follow this path along for 500 metres where an outcrop of rock is seen on the right. Climb the fence by a stile to visit this outcrop. From here, you can see the gap through which the A621 road goes. Now continue west to Gardom's Edge, first climbing the fence again to reach the main path, then through a gate. You now enter into the birch wood before getting to the start of Gardom's Edge. Follow the path along the top of the edge, keeping the edge on your right. A wall is reached, and once through, the path follows between the wall and the edge. Towards the end of this wall line, you reach the Three Men, a line of 3 cairns, originally a Neolithic barrow, but now just looks like 3 piles of rocks. Continue along the wall line as it turns right, where a prominent path comes in from the right. This is the path between the A621 and the A619, and it is followed back to Robin Hood Inn. Continue following the path downhill, passing another small but impressive rock outcrop until the main road is reached. Cross the stile, and then it's a short walk along the pavement to the car park by the Robin Hood Inn. I recently walked this route on a nice sunny day, one of the first such days for a while. The walk up Birchen Edge is always good, with Nelson's Monument encouraging us along the path. Whilst the edges themselves are hidden from view for the most part with birch trees, the views over the adjoining countryside are extensive. Just take care on the low ground between Birchen Edge and the road junction. On my visit, this was very wet underfoot after the wet winter and spring that we've just had. Thank you for listening to this Gritstone Edge Walking Podcast. This has been a nice short walk along two of the southerly edges of the Peak District with some great views. I hope this has inspired you to get out and onto the hills and moors of the Peak District. Details of this and many other walks are at the site gritstoneedge.co.uk. So until next time, bye and enjoy the outdoors.